Hey guys, Brian the Penguin Gamer here, and I am bringing you another exciting RPG Let's Play. We are currently going to be playing Dark Souls 2, and this is probably one that I'll be featuring a lot of in the coming future. We'll
Perhaps
see.
you've seen it. Maybe in a dream. A murky, forgotten land.
I'll let this play out here for those of you who might not have seen it.
A place where souls may mend your ailing mind. You will lose everything. Once branded. The symbol of the curse. An augur of darkness. Your past, your future, your very light. None will have meaning, and you won't even care. By then, you'll be something other than human. A thing that feeds on souls, a hollow. Long ago, in a walled-off land far to the north, a great king built a great kingdom. I believe they called it Drang Lake. Perhaps you're familiar. No, how could you be? But one day, you will stand before its decrepit gate without really knowing why. Like a moth drawn to a flame. Your wings will burn in anguish. Time after time. For that is your fate. The fate of the cursed.
And there was the intro. Kind of a spooky, vague-ish intro, huh? Well, one of the things about this game that I've come to understand is the fact that the more you play through it, the more the story unfolds. So we are probably going to take this, hopefully, take this character all the way straight through into a new game plus 10, because I hear that a new game plus 10, you can, what do you call it? You'll be able to see some secrets in there for some bonfires, not the bonfire, the map image in the place of Majula. This will not be a spoiler-free playthrough for sure. Game's been out for almost a year at this point now, so I'm pretty sure that everyone who has played this or who has been online at all on Twitch or YouTube has at least watched some of the videos on here. If you don't want spoilers or anything like that, then by all means, probably not the guide for you. Conversely, if you want to see somebody who's extra super good at this game, I'm definitely not the person to watch and follow. I'm decent. I like to think I'm decent anyways, but I'm definitely not an expert by any stretch of the imagination. I do know where a lot of stuff is. There's probably some stuff I'm going to miss, so feel free to drop some stuff in the comments. There's a good chance, though, that it'll probably take me a couple of videos, because I'm probably going to be uploading these in large grouping chunks. I am currently trying out recording this via the in-game recorder that comes with the AMD Gaming Evolved software. Oop, cutscene.
What seems to be the ruckus?
Oh my, your face. The face of the curse. It's an undead. An undead has come to play. They all end up here. All the ones like you. You spoke to that kind old dear, didn't you?
I'm trying to figure if that's supposed to be your hair or part of the fur on the robes, like a shawl or something.
You're finished. You'll go hollow. Yes, you will become one of them.
Hollows prey upon men, feast upon their souls. This is the fate of the cursed.
What is your name?
We are going to call ourselves Amalia. Mostly because I am about to make a sexy Hexer Dexter chick, I think, for this playthrough. On my 360 playthrough, I've done a Faith build that I really liked. And normally I do play the Paladin. Who knows? We may end up... You know what? Hold on. Yeah, I think we're gonna make tier. I don't know. I don't think I want to do a Faith build, at least not this early. Maybe not till towards the end. We're gonna have to see, because one of the key spells that I like to get, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get, because I don't know if I'll be summoned enough on the PC. So we'll have to see. But we'll start off with my typical tier for now.
At least you know your own name. Here's your reward for sharing.
Yay, I got a reward.
It's a human effigy.
Take a closer look. Who do you think it's supposed to be?
Ray Charles?
Think back, deep into your past.
Samuel L. Jackson.
Yes, it's an effigy of you.
Oh, I was way off. I look like a basket? Well, I guess that kind of goes along with some of the territory. Alright, so first off, I'm gonna make him kind of skinny. Kind of muscular, and you know what? I think I've changed my mind. I was gonna do like a Mage Hexer playthrough, but I think See, I want to know what that face is default, because it's not this guy and it's not this guy either. It doesn't quite look like him, at least not in my opinion. Hair. This kind of looks Paladin-esque. Although this looks like all like, oh, I'm a warrior. You know what? We're gonna go with that. I keep the hair color. Of course, we gotta give him his goatee. Gotta look like me. Definitely need to lighten it up though. I don't think that's much later. Now, I don't know what all of these... I know these are supposed to be areas in the region. I keep trying to find a lore video on this, so if anyone out there happens to see a video that can tell me all the different tattoos of the area, that'd be awesome. I know I think I'm almost positive this is the Grand Lake one, because this is what shows up on the Grand Lake shield and armor, I believe. But we're not going to give ourselves a tattoo. I'm not a fan of the idea of the tattoo on the face. I mean, if I could have stuck out in the forehead or something and have it look good, but like once you start getting above like the eyebrow line, it starts to like cut it off, and I think it's retarded. So, all right, let's see here. Overall, first off, hormones. We're gonna be super duper masculine man. And age, we're gonna be older. We've gotten our status in life. We're not some young little whippersnapper that died early or whatever. I have no clue what the hell for emphasis is supposed to be, so we're going to play around with it a little bit here and see what happens. Ooh. No. That looks good. I don't know what that dot is in the background, but I think that little dot in that background picture makes a good point of reference. Eric, we already did this. You know, I want to play with the mouth some. I want to kind of... expression. I'm gonna make him a little bit glum. I'm gonna need to turn my second monitor a bit so I can see more of my screen. Alright. Gonna give him kind of a... We don't want to be like overly stern, but we don't want to be all like, you know, happy. We need to fix the jaw, I think, too. Give him a smaller jawline, I think. And spread. I'm not even sure I want to do with that, so we're going to leave that alone. I really like some of the options and stuff you have in here. I think it looks kind of stern enough without looking like overly stern. Alright. Class and gifts. Class. Well, I guess if we're going to do my typical paladin-ish build, we're going to go with, gotta go with a cleric. The one thing I always found interesting about the cleric is they start off with a mace that you have to wield two-handed. I don't know why. Life ring, not a huge fan of. You can get one pretty quickly and early. Human effigy, you can get plenty of them as time goes on. Healing wares, if you're new to the game, this is probably a good one to start with. But I play this game enough. Homeward Bones, complete waste in my opinion. Especially because the bonfires that are out there. I mean, if you die, you get sent to back to a bonfire. If you've already cleared all the monsters, you get sent. You can walk back to the bonfires. Especially the first few ones are not that far. And in my opinion, there's really no far bonfires to be a waste of things. Seed of the Tree of Giants is interesting. What it does is it's an online play item. What it does is if you get invaded, you use it, and then all the enemies will react to them as if they were you as well. So they can get attacked by the enemies. Now, like normally when you invade somebody, they don't. The enemies just ignore you, whether you invade either as a blue knight of the blue or as a red invader. Bonfire aesthetic is used to increase the intensity of the bonfires, those make the area harder. It put it into another New Game Plus level without actually having to play through the entire thing. It's good if you have certain spells or items you want, which I'm actually going to take this. Petrified Something is, you give it to the Dinah? Something like that. The two birds will meet him here in a couple of minutes. Really annoying little guys. I mean, they're cute at first, but then they get annoying really fast. But you give it to them. There's actually like at least 2 in the normal game, and then when I get to the DLC, there's going to be a couple of more that at least that I can think of that get picked up. So we're not going to bother wasting our time with grabbing this right now. By the way, we're probably going to play through the entire normal game first before we get to the DLC. On my New Game Plus run through, I might change that up a bit, but for now, that's what we're going to focus on here. We're going to go for a we're going to go for a paladin build. We're going to pump, we're going to get our faith up high to 50, our attunement up to 50 for our cast speed, and mostly for the slots. The slots will definitely help. Especially when we start putting Sacred Oath on, and we want to have a couple of lightning spells to go with our Sunlight Blades as well too. And for the amount of cast, the higher your attunement goes, the more cast you get of a spell, which is nice. But I'm going to take the Bonfire Ascetic, I think, because I really can't think of anything that I would really want for the Petrified Something, but again, I can't think of anything I want to do early enough on the Bonfire Ascetic. The only Bonfire Ascetic area that I can think of I want right now is there's 2 of them. There is the the Bats in the Belfry that give you the Gold Covenant Ring +2, but that'll be much later before I actually get to doing them because they're kind of a pain in the butt even though they're weak to lightning. I'm probably going to wait until later in the game before I start to even think about farming anyways. So, you know what? Screw it. Let's just take the Petrify Something. That's what we're gonna take.
All people come here for the same reason. To break the curse.
That's not what I was thinking.
You're no different, I should think. Doesn't stand a chance.
Such optimism.
Well, you never know. Go through the door and trot along to the kingdom. But remember, hold on to your souls. They're all that keep you from going hollow. Oh, I'll fool you no longer. You lose your souls. All of them. Over and over again.
They are so optimistic. Alright, so first off, I need to change my equipment. I want my Sacred Chime on this hand. I want my mace in slot 1. Yes, I know. So in order to use your mace, you have to dual wield it. So that's the first annoying part. And for some strange reason... Oops. Totally did not mean to do that. I'm taking this off the hotbar. I am currently stuck blocking. Okay. Well, that's interesting. Well, I wonder why I'm stuck blocking, like, all the time now with this. That's weird. I wonder what the hell that red shield is supposed to mean up there. There must be something to do with an update or something. I don't know. Okay, so... first thing we're going to go do is we're going to go kill us a troll. Probably going to die a crap ton to him, too. He's actually not that hard to kill. But you gotta... It's kind of tricky. to say the least. But I'm going to wait a second here before I do this because it records in 20-minute segments. So I'm curious if it's going to automatically cut the segment and jump to a new one, or continue on, which it looks like is what it's doing, which is nice. I really want to know why it's making me hold and what that red shield icon is there up by my name. I'm curious of that. Did I get some kind of a special buff or something that I'm not aware of? Almost. So the trick to this guy is you got to get behind him and not get eaten like that. Okay. Well, there's death one. And I didn't light the bonfire, so I have to run back here from things betwixt. So I need to run in, light the bonfire, come back to him. Okay. Alright, let's try this again. We may not go after the other two because they're going to become more of a pain in the butt. But yeah, he's actually, when you get the timing down, not that bad. Provided he doesn't do what he just did. Stamina is always an issue. That's for sure. Okay, let's go in and light the bonfire, so I don't have to keep running. Actually, you know what? Screw it, because that's actually kind of closer. Ugh, look at me. I look all ugly. The one thing about dying in this game that's annoying is when you die, you lose part of your health. So there are ways around it. There are cheesy ways around it. I probably won't use many of them unless I get to areas like in the DLC or something where the issues get a little bit more. Come on, fat boy. I'm trying to get him to a position where I can get behind him. And then make him sit. And that's not it. That'll work too. Although I should have. Wait for him to get up. Okay, so he's going to get up this way, so sit. Ah, he is not sitting for me. I promise you, I've done this before. I have gotten him to do it. That's the trick behind it. You can go watch, if you watch the very first video by a German spy, Franz, I don't know what his last name is. He is actually one of the guys who has worked on the guide for this game. He actually shows you how to do it and does it quite well. Me, on the other hand, apparently am too retarded to do it. But the reason why I want to kill him is because he gives you an item called the Stone Ring, which is great. Where the hell's the bridge? There it is. Why do I always get lost in here? I don't know. I always think that this path is over here, not up here. Or over there, not up here. But yeah, he actually shows you how to do it quite well. The trick is to get behind him and then hit him, and so he goes, and then you dodge, and then he flops. Absolutely no use for that because there's no souls. Oh, are you kidding me? Wow, 3 deaths to start off with, and we haven't even gotten into the main content yet. Oh, this is awesome. I may decide to edit out some of the deaths here, like this, where they're just repetitive deaths, and not edit them out, but like you know, just cut them and just show that they death scene as opposed to walking all the way back. But we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. Although I can tell you right now, though, I'm not going to keep trying here many more times. If I can't get him in the next couple of steps, we'll just come back for him a little bit when I have a little bit of a better weapon, and some more agility into my deal. So, oh, of course he does it. He goes that way. That bastard. See, this can also work too. The problem is that it's harder to dodge this. Where the heck is he going? Get back here. Fight me like a troll, you big ugly bastard. There we go. Okay. See, now this is how you're supposed to do it. And then you just take your time. Don't, I got him out of the loop. He got too close to the wall. I couldn't get behind him correctly. You really want to avoid that, as you've seen. There we go. Don't get too greedy. Which I just did a second ago. But it still worked out, and I got me 1,000 souls. The other reason why that was the main reason why I wanted to kill him right there, was for the stone ring. There's 2 more in the things betwixt area that you can kill. They're a little bit more of a pain in the butt at this point, unless you have to start off as a bandit with a ranged weapon, with a bow, or as a sorcerer. You can kind of pick them off. You lead them into a cave. We're going to try to do it anyways, but it's going to be kind of lengthy and boring, so we'll see how it goes. Alright, so we're back in here. She has some interesting dialogue. We're not really going to talk to her, though. I'm not going to do a huge dialogue discovery. Oh, I already got that. Okay, good. We're going to save that for a little bit. We're going to see if we need it. You can actually get free humanity with this game. Basically, you can become human again for free just by simply getting summoned into another world. We're going to get our small white sign soapstone not too far off. So we'll just go ahead and wait for that. You can come through and light the torches if you want to. There's absolutely no point to it other than just say you lit them. You can read these if you want some guidance here. Let's see here. It tells you how to attack. Oh, hey, look, I stopped blocking. I must have been because I died. This tells you how to do lock on. This tells you how to dash. This guy over here tells you how to watch where you're running to when you're dashing. I have run past him and then all of a sudden had him come up behind me several times. This is... Ooh. It's only 10 more points than I normally do. That's kind of sad. This tells you about the backstabbing. And I'm probably speaking quite loud given the fact of where my mic is placed right now. So I probably should tone it down a little bit here. There's a dagger. If you're deprived, that's your first weapon of the entire game. I'm doing a deprived playthrough on my 360, and it's fun. It's a challenge, but it's fun. Tells you how to roll, which is very helpful for these guys. That was not very helpful for that guy. You gotta be careful because this game will kind of remember your actions as you do them. So in other words, if you tap the B button twice to try to get the roll, a lot of times it will automatically do a second roll when you don't want it to. So, something to keep in mind for that. This one, can't remember what this one... Oh, this one says how to backstep, which is another one of your attacks, by the way. I'll show you that here in a second. So you come in, you backstep, and then you don't do that. So what I was supposed to do before I got hit by that second one is backstep, and then you immediately hit the attack button, and you come back with a really hard thing. Yes, by the way, you can't break these, so you can never read them again. FromSoft loves to freaking troll his people, and that's one of the ways it trolls you. Bastard. Here is a free life gem. If you are deprived, it is the only one you get in this area. So... We'll come over here to this bird's nest. They're going to tell you to leave a smooth... Here we are.
Yes, you! Give us Silky!
Now, you want to make sure you leave the stone.
Yeah. Silky smooth!
And that is probably the only time you're ever going to hear me say that. Oh, I got a crappy soul lost undead. Okay. Oh, wait a minute. I gave him a... sorry, I took a picture of something. Hold on. I can leave them that here, too. Let's see here. Leave.
Yay!
Oh, petrified dragon bone. Okay, that's not horrible, but... It would have been nicer... Whoops. Hold on. There's an item down there, as you just saw. Ooh, that was almost really bad. Soul of a Nameless Soldier. Most of these soul items that you're going to pick up, well, all the soul items you're going to pick up in here are complete garbage. But they help when you're trying to get your first few levels. You pop one, and you can, when you get to Majula, you can usually get 2 levels out of the deal. Which is rather nice, since we need to start off by getting a point of strength and be able to single wheel this with a shield. Now, I will say this about shields. There's only a few bosses that you'll ever see me really honestly need a shield for, even though I keep one equipped. There's a tutorial back there, I forget what it is. This one tells you how to jump. I have mine set to the right thumb or left thumbstick, and I advise that you do that as well too. It may take a little bit of getting used to, but if you don't, what happens a lot of times is you'll do this when you're trying to jump, and you'll roll off the edge, as opposed to jumping. Because you have to hold it down to run, then you have to tap it to jump, and sometimes you just do a roll instead. Or, if you don't aim yourself right, you do that. But that's okay, though. I don't mind dying in here for the most part. That was, what, death 4? I gotta keep a count and, like, try to, like, edit and, like, see if I can put annotations in the video and stuff like that when I upload it to YouTube. Get a death counter and a soul loss counter if I should not be able to pick up my souls again, which is one of the, not risks, but things. We're just going to run through this again really quickly here, just because I'm going to get some extra souls while I'm doing this here. That's a running attack, by the way. If you hold down your run button on 360, or if you're using a 360 controller on the PC, it is your B button. This is that backstep I was trying to do before. Oh, son of a bitch. Okay, hold on. Back up, backstep, and I'm going to fall short. Nope. So one of the things that this game has, if you played Demon Souls, they had on axes and a few other weapons, they had a hit mechanic that would detect where you hit the character. By the way, that dagger doesn't show up back here, so if you're thinking about dying just to get a second dagger, don't bother. Trying to do that, but like I said, I'm not the greatest. If you're looking for someone with superb skill that never screws up, watch one of the speedrunners. They're usually pretty good. There's a few of them. I can't remember their names off the top of my head. I know Lobes does some speedruns. Lobes Jr., L-O-B-O-S, Lobos Jr., excuse me. It's stupid to actually attack him in here with that archer there, but we're going to do it anyways. More often than not, when you trade hits with these guys, they will win. That is why we have this. But I don't mind farming this place out again, mostly because of the fact that it'll help us get a few extra souls to hopefully put us towards our level, because we want to get 2 levels. We want to get 1 in strength so we can single wheel this, and we want to get 1 more point in dexterity. I think, actually. I don't know. Actually, maybe not. Do I have enough dexterity to begin with? No, I don't. Okay. So there is a flail at the beginning of the game you can get when you get to Majula that will allow you, that you can get, which isn't a bad weapon. Ironically enough, in this game, Faith, bleeding damage scales with Faith. I think that's rather ironic when you think about it. But it definitely makes some interesting build ideas if you're trying to go for like a Dex Faith build. It's definitely viable, because bleeding is definitely something that is nice. Although, to be perfectly honest, though, when I get bleeding effect on me, I don't see much of a damage reduction or improvement. Ooh, that was close. I twitched. Okay, that tells you how to jump. We're going to climb up over here. And these tell you how to do jump attacks and things like that. Left, right bumper, because I'm using a controller. With shield equipped to parry, repel an enemy. So if you're blocking, you can do that. I think that's your parry. That might be a shield to break, though. And then left stick and right bumper forward or off to the side or something to do a guard break. However, every time I try to do it, I do this. I almost always inevitably attack. So you'll almost never see me do a guard break in this game. See if I can get this guy with my backstep attack and not freaking. Oops, wait a minute. I almost forgot something. We're gonna go ahead and put that on. Breaking poise. This thing is great for breaking poise. The mace is awesome for breaking poise. On top of it all. Okay, you know what? First off here, I am tired of running around. I don't understand why you start off like this with nothing but freaking a robe and no boots. Although I think it would have been kind of... What the hell does this one tell you? Oh, the jumping attack, yeah. Which is this. Really nice and powerful when you have to roll away from an enemy and then get back to them quickly, especially if they have like a glaive or some other long pole arm. Now, if you have a ranged attack, which we don't, but if you are a mage or an archer, you can pick this guy off, preferably an archer, because a mage can't aim their spells from up here. But you can totally pick this guy off if you're the bandit from up here. I don't know if that was like part of the purpose for that or not, but it's there. That's one of the few classes I haven't taken around with at all is the bandit. I'm just not a huge fan of that. Although they're awesome for dex builds. And we're gonna get hit. Yep, there we go. Now that stone tells you about using the environment to your advantage and doing stuff like that. If you can get behind them, you can do a backstab. Although I will say it is kind of tricky. Unless you got some good adaptability and some good... I hate that fall. Okay, and I always get lost in the latter part here. But as I was saying about the stone ring, the stone ring is great because it helps break poise. It's not... I want to say it's not super duper useful if you don't have, what do you call it? It's better for the quick hitting weapons, which is what we're going to acquire here pretty quickly, actually. Hello. Of course. Oh, whatever. That works. That's a strong attack. I was trying to do the jumping, but of course it fails. Now, here are the trolls. Now, here's the problem. There's two of them this time instead of just one. So I don't know if we're going to be able to do this or not. But you get rewarded with two things if you manage to actually kill them. So we're actually going to freaking cheese the crap out of this here. Normally what you can do is you can take them over to that bridge over there that you saw, that tree, and try to convince them to do that. But, however, that's actually going to be a bad idea for us. So, whoa, hello. There we go, that's what I was waiting for. And roll back in. Wait for him to do something stupid again. Or me to do something stupid again. Now there's the annoying part too, is they alternate. Once we get it down to one of them, it won't be horribly bad. And it would be a lot easier if we had like a weapon that had a thrust attack, so we could just like pop out and thrust, but that's not going to happen anytime soon. You freaking do your third attack already? Thank you! Ho ho ho! Ugh. Oh, you know what? We do have a weapon that can do a thrust attack. Oh, except I can't use it effectively because of my dex requirement. Really? See, this is kind of the annoying part. This is why I usually don't do this so early with my faith characters that come back, but I want to show you guys what you can get. This is going to be a really long Fig Betwixt video, that's for sure. This is definitely a lot easier if you're a sorcerer or, like I said, a bandit. Oops. All right, whatever. Where is that ladder again? Thankfully, they don't run away. They just kind of stay there. I'm gonna equip my life gems. I don't like burning through life gems so early, but we got a heal spell. It's not like it's gonna be a huge deal. See, like I said, killing these guys is very, very slow process. If we could have fought them one at a time, it would have been a lot easier, I think, but... That's annoying. That's one thing I respect the fact that they added this mechanic, so you have to learn how to do certain things, like you know, use certain weapons in the environment, or you know, use certain weapons for certain environments, but don't fall on me. Oh, and he got me. Alright, so, you know what? We're just going to come back to this guy later. We're not going to deal with this right now. Not until we get a little bit of range to kind of cheese them with, or we get a little bit stronger to take them both out at the same time, although that's a little bit pain. What I was going to show you is if you can beat both of them, you get a ladle from the handmaidens, which is a really crappy weapon. Has a, like, the stats are just absolute crap, but the benefit of it is, but you know what, I might try to cheese these guys, see if I can convince them to come off the bridge, but I can't, because I don't have any throwing knives. Throwing knives in this game are incredibly powerful, though, so... If you play Dark Souls 1, which I actually honestly haven't, this has actually been my first introduction into the Souls series, so... Which I've absolutely enjoyed the crap out of this game. It's definitely encouraged me to want to play the first one because of all the lore that I've been missing out on. And I will fill you guys in. I've watched a lot of lore videos in this game, so I will fill in what little knowledge I have of the lore. But there's definitely some more knowledgeable people. Yeah, we're just going to deal with those guys later. As you can see, my health bar is already pretty damn low already. Once we get to Majula, I'll probably just go ahead and use the human effigy we got. Although I really, really need to save them. Because there is a boss in this game that is a huge, and I do mean huge, pain in the ass. The Dark Lurker. And if you've ever watched a video on him, see, I wonder if these are from developers or these are from people, because these are always like here. So I really honestly think that those aren't messages from actual people, that they're messages from a developer. Alright, so a couple of quick little things over here. For one, there's an item down that way. It's kind of, I think it's meant to distract you from the little treasure over on the side over here in a minute. Divine Blessings are really nice. They take care of all your status effects and they heal you up fully. You can fall down here. And there it is. Come down over here. And you get a Morning Star and a Clara Sacred Chime. So if you don't start off as a faith build, but you want to cast miracles, there's one for free. You don't have to pay the 1,400 souls from Lucia to get it. Binoculars are great if you're a spellcaster. Don't forget to light this bonfire. I've done that actually. I one of my test characters to try. I was going to try to Twitch stream this, but I figured out that I just couldn't do it after about an hour and change of trying to stream it. It just wasn't going to happen. The life gem. Now, if you are new to this game, there is a covenant up here. I do not recommend joining it. I'm going to join it just purely because of the fact that I want the tablet. For no other reason than because I am one of those people that likes to get everything I possibly can. So what this tablet does is it tells you who is the coolest people in the game. Because what that does is it makes the game way harder. It increases the the difficulty of the enemies, makes them track longer, harder, and things like that. But I joined it on purpose because I'm about to go up here and talk to the Crestfallen Warrior once I get this item that I almost always forget about. I think this is one of the few times I've remembered to pick this up. We got another soul of a nameless soldier, though, and a life gem, which is nice. Not that we need a whole lot of them, but it's always handy to have because you can't really cast your heal spell in the middle of combat.
Oh, you have that distinct.
So we're just going to skip through his dialogue. If you want to talk to him, you can. We're not going to... His dialogue really isn't important. If there's an important dialogue, I may let you hear... well, not may, but I'll let you hear the important dialogue. Whoops, I meant to join that. But when you join the other covenant I just joined, if you haven't already got the achievement, but I did, I've already gotten like the first two, the Welcome to Dark Souls achievement for dying, and the entering that covenant one. You can just come over here, talk to this guy if you want to get the achievement, and then you'll just automatically psych you out of that covenant. The game is only harder while you're in the covenant, so you don't have to worry. The advantage of being in that covenant is you get the
May you find peace on your journey.
what do you call it, achievement. You get, or not the achievement, but the first dragon ring from there. So if you're a collector, you're probably going to want to do it. I would recommend New Game Plus. This is Leningrass. He's a blacksmith. No point in talking to him. He just tells us he got locked out of his blacksmith shop because he's a tard. This is Malin. If you talk to him, he tells you he's from Volgan, but he's wearing the Seldora set. You'll see a lot of speedrunners come up and kill him so they can get the extra souls by putting on the entire set really quickly, in order to get to the 1,000,000 souls so they don't have to fight all the bosses. You'll see them do that quite a bit. But what I want to point out to you is this Silver Kite shield is nice. It's got a 90% block rating, which is nice. So if you're new to the game and you need a good shield, this is not bad. It's got a 10 strength requirement to wield it. You can dual wield the shield, but you won't be able to attack. This is probably this is a starting great shield. It's, to be perfectly honest, it's okay, but for a 95 rating, there is a kite shield that you can get not too far in the game for 24, probably about maybe halfway to a quarter, depending on... Okay, maybe not halfway, but far enough into the game. I mean, it's not super duper far into the game that you can get. That's a 90 or 100% block physical, and decent stats if you put a stone on it. But you're going to get one per playthrough. So, but, I mean, this isn't like horribly bad if you're a strength build character. I mean, it's worth if you want to use a tower shield. It's cool. Okay, I'm not going to give you a freaking... If you had said treasure ahead, I would have totally given you a freaking rating for that. But if you're going to be that stupid and just say ladder ahead, then I'm sorry. I will totally rate cool messages that tell you about stuff because to me it's worth it. There's a way to jump off these things, but I've never been able to figure out how to jump off a ladder. I've seen people do it. We're going to put a message down here that says treasure ahead. Objects, I think. Treasure, there it is. That will allow us to upgrade this to +1. It didn't cost us 800 souls to get, which is it's nice. It's basically free money. I keep looking for a merchant that's over here that will unlock here very shortly, but this is where she shows up. It's Valencia. Oops. Before I talk to her, I forgot one other thing here. There's a nice little secret over this way. Definitely worth getting. It is a Estus Flash Shard. Does this talk about it? Yep. You do it. Alright, what about you? Yep. And what about you guys? You see danger ahead, I hope? I'll give you that. Oops, I triggered them. Crap. Alright. These pigs are freaking annoying as hell. They actually will do a semi-decent amount of damage. They will attack NPCs, probably kill them if you let them. So I would not recommend aggroing them. You can kill them, and there is a small chance they will drop cracked and red eye orbs, which are used to invade people. Since we are playing on a paladin, we're not going to really do any. We're going to do the blue invasions. I will probably lose a lot, so be wary of that.
The next monarch? Or merely a pawn of fate? Bearer of the curse, I will remain by your side till this frail hope shatters. Take this with you. May it ease your journey.
And you get your first Estus Flask. What this does is it allows you to
Go on and
refill
see
your
the
health.
king. He who made Drangleic what it once was. He who peered at the essence of the soul. King Vendrick.
Now
Bearer
we can
of the
level up.
curse, seek misery. For misery will lead you to greater, stronger souls. You will never meet the king with a soul so frail and pallid.
And that's pretty much the end of most of her
their
dialogue.
once you so that
And then she
is
just
not
tells
a
you to go seek
here
the old great
to
ones.
see
And
light.
then
However,
she just mentioned about the shard. If you come up to where the shard is, that's what she'll say. Is that a shard you found? Here, let me strengthen this Estus Flask for you. Alright, so we got the Estus Flask strengthened up. We're going to leave for a second. We're actually going to go ahead and pop our souls that we picked up. You can actually use multiple souls in this one, so if you are a Dark Souls 1 player, you'll be happy with that feature. From my understanding, that you couldn't do that in Dark Souls 1 and it irritated a bunch of people. Alright.
bearer of the curse, seek the king, lest this.
Alright, now we can go ahead and level up. So first what we're going to do is we're going to give ourselves a point of strength so we can use our dealie. We're going to give ourselves a couple of points in faith. We'll worry about getting more points into health later. I'm not going to over worry about it now. Leave. Still got 870 souls, not too shabby. I'm going to go ahead and put my Estus Flask on my hotbar. Leave these down here. Now, if you go talk to the Crestfallen Warrior up there, can't think of his name, he will tell you about two different paths. So there's this path that leads to the Forest of the Fallen Giants, and then there is a path up over there in front of me that leads to Hayes Tower of Flame. The Forest of the Fallen Giants is not really a required path until you get to the end of the game. It's the easiest path to start off with, which is why we're going to go here first. Normally I actually go to Hayes Tower of Flame because that's where the Miracle Chick is, but we're going to skip that for now. We're going to go to the easiest place because I want to get our soapstone so we can be summoned, and well, at least hopefully we'll have to see if people actually are playing on the PC. So I'm going to get to the first bonfire, and then I'm just going to cut this out here, and then we'll go ahead and I'll start the next video doing the Forest of the Fallen Giants. But everyone likes to think this is a way for them to slow down the load times of the game. You know, and while I think it's possible to hide the loading screen because they're loading the next area of the game, my issue with that is the fact that there not only is there other ways to do that, but it closes behind you. So, I mean, I guess it could be to load Majula, but, I mean, you just went through things betwixt and everything else like that, but then again, that was also through a large tunnel, so... Now, supposedly those are other players, so I guess it looks like there are people that are still playing this game, but I don't honestly know if that's really other players or not, because you have no way of interacting with them. Now, this is the dumb way of doing this. I'm going to show you this way first. If you screw up and you miss that jump, you will fall into the deep water and die. Homeward Bone, the soul of a lost undead. You can just as easily walk back up that deal, come out, go down the path that you were supposed to come out. You come out here, and then you can just walk over there and get it without risking the jump. I didn't know that until like long after I mastered that jump. I like to say mastered, even though I do miss it occasionally. Oops. Alright, well, that was kind of screwed up, but that doesn't matter. Life gem. These guys drop life gems, so if you're new to the game, I honestly recommend farming this area out. This game does have an anti-farm mechanic built in, where they will stop spawning after you've killed them 15 times, and then you rest at the bonfire afterwards. So, they're also a great way to get some cheap, quick armor as well, too. As you can see, this is better rating. Except it does less fire protection. What do you freaking do? We're not going to fight fire anytime soon, so... More love, more power. You know what? I'm gonna kill the rest of these guys off really quick before I rest of that bonfire, but that's the first one in here. The only reason why I want to just kill them off really quick is just because I like to have even spawns. I'm kind of anal when it comes to my spawns. Not that I really farm these guys out, but I may have to, and if I do, I'll do it off camera. But if we can't get summoned to help people out with the Hate Knight, which is one of the things I do on the 360 to get some souls early to help pay for the Ferrous Lockstone that I like to get, so I can get my Caranthe, then I may come out here to farm these guys, which, like I said, I'll do that off camera. I'm not going to make you sit and watch me farm for 20 minutes. Just because it's kind of a waste. And another Soul of the Lost Undead. Alright, so I farm these guys out. Oop, I missed an item over there. I think it's a life gem, but I don't remember. Yep, a life gem. A single freaking life gem. And if you're not careful and you trigger these guys, and they can sometimes backstab you when you're trying to get it. Alright, so there's the bonfire. This is the first bonfire that you come to, the Crestfallen Retreat. Nice little name. There's actually some lore behind this, this part right here. But I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to cut this video here. I'll join you for the next one, where we go ahead and do the Forest of the Fallen Giants all the way through. So until then, this is Brian the Penguin Gamer signing off, saying see you next time.